Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Band Together. My name is Paul Everts. You can reach me at my email address, which is BAND, the number 2, together, bandtogether at Comcast.net. You can also go to my handsome website, which is conductingmylife.com, where you can get my book, Conducting My Life. Also, please go to the curriculum tab, which features all kinds of wonderful curriculum from John Maxwell. And who's John Maxwell? He's a New York Times bestselling author. I've been trained to coach, to train, and to speak on John Maxwell's material, and it's really top notch. It helped me with a great 30-year career. It helped raise 2 children, keep a marriage together for 30 years. I cannot speak highly enough. So we're working on John Maxwell's 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. These are made to be about 15 minutes at the longest to help anybody who wants to get better as a person. Better people make better leaders, and that is what I'm striving to do. Also, I would like you to buy this book. We should put the book here. Again, I'm just in my kitchen right now. If you couldn't tell, I could use your help. So there's the book. I could use your help. So if you're a person that's an entrepreneur type that wants to help me promote this material, to get out there to churches, schools, nonprofits, even private sector, please hire me. BAND number 2 together, bandtogether at Comcast.net. Love to come out, be newly retired as of December 22nd, 2022 or 21. I got time. And I also, being selfish, it's a win-win. So this is going to be chapter 3, which means we're in our 3rd week. I'm recording this on January 20th, 2022 at 8:20 a.m. from Roseville, California. So we're going to work on the law of process. And what I've been doing, for those who are just new to this, I have his book. I read excerpts from his book. I attempt to apply them to my life, my career, maybe marriage, and being a father as well. So this is the law of process. The law of process simply states leadership develops daily and not in a day. Anne Schreiber was 101 years old when she died in January 1995. For years, Anne had lived in a tiny, run-down, rent-controlled studio apartment in Manhattan. The paint on the walls was peeling, and the bookcases that lined the walls were covered in dust. Rent was $400 a month. Schreiber lived on Social Security and a small monthly pension. When she started receiving in 1943, when she retired as an auditor for the IRS. She had not done very well at the IRS. More specifically, the agency had not done right by her. Despite having a law degree and doing excellent work, Anne Schreiber was never promoted. And when she retired at 51, I'm 56, when she retired at 51, she was making only $3,150 a year. Again, this is 1995. She was, not 1995, it's when she was 51, so that would be 1940 something. She was treated very, very shabbily, said Benjamin Clark, who knew her as well as anybody. She really had to fend for herself in every way. It was really quite a struggle. Anne Schreiber was the model of thrift. She did not spend money on herself. She did not buy new furniture as the old pieces she owned became worn out. She did not even subscribe to a newspaper. About once a week, she used to go to the public library to read the Wall Street Journal. So imagine the surprise of Norman Lamb, the president of Yeshua University in New York City, when he found out that Anne Schreiber, a little old lady whom he had never heard of and who had never attended Yeshua, left nearly her entire estate to the university. Lamb said, "When I saw the will, it was mind-blowing. Such an unexpected windfall. This woman has become a legend overnight." The estate Anne Schreiber left to Yeshiva University was worth $22 million. Here's the answer. How did you get this? That's the question. You $22 million. How did you do this? Well, by the time she retired from the IRS in 1943, so there's the answer. She's 51, 1943. Ann Schreiber had managed to save $5,000. She invested that money in stocks. By 1950, she had made enough money or enough profit to buy 1,000 shares of Sharing Plow Corporation stock, then valued at $10,000. And she held on to that stock, letting its value build. Today, those original shares have split enough times to produce 128,000 shares worth $7.5 million. The secret to Schreiber's success was that she spent most of her life building her worth. Whether her stock's values went up or down, she never sold it off with the thought, I'm finished building, now it's time to cash out. She was in for the long haul, the really long haul. When Ann Schreiber earned dividends, which kept getting larger and larger, she reinvested them. She spent her whole lifetime building. While other older people worry that they may run out of funds before the end of their lives, the longer Ann Schreiber lived, the wealthier she became. When it came to finances, Schreiber understood and applied the law of process. So, leadership is like investing. It compounds. Being a leader is like investing successfully in the stock market. If your hope is to make a fortune in a day, you are not going to be successful. What matters most is what you do day by day over the long haul. John Maxwell's friend Tag Short maintains, he says, quote, the secret of our success is found in our daily agenda, unquote. If you continually invest in your leadership development, letting your assets compound, the inevitable result is growth over time. That's one of the reasons why I make this 15 minutes is because I know how valuable time is. We only have 24 hours in a day. And if I can get a super lesson to you under 15 minutes, I think that it helps. I don't need to go on for an hour or two or three. Although, going back to the book, although it is true that some people are born with greater natural gifts than others, the ability to lead is really a collection of skills, nearly all of which can be learned and improved. But that process does not happen overnight. Leadership is complicated. Leadership has many facets, such as respect, experience, emotional strength, people skills, discipline, vision, momentum, timing, and the list absolutely, of course, goes on. So as you can see, many factors that come into play in leadership are intangible. That is why leaders require so much seasoning to be effective. That's why only now at age 51, and this book is, let's see how old the book is. He says he's 51, so he's writing the book. This book was copyright 1998. This book is now, what, 24 years old? Woo, baby. So that means John Maxwell is in his mid-70s. Get to know John Maxwell. He's really good. So he says, that's why only now, at age 51, do I feel, and the I means John Maxwell, do I feel that I am truly beginning to understand the many aspects of leadership with clarity. And that's why, not to be rude, I mean, John Maxwell does a great job explaining it's not the age of a person who's the leader. And again, I would argue a little bit, and I think he would accept the argument. It helps, though. I've lived 56 years, thousands of days, thousands, compared to a 28-year-old congressperson. I remember one time when my first month or two teaching at 23 years old, and this lady was very upset with me. You don't know what it's like to be a parent, to have kids driving from here to there, and you ask for this and you ask for that, and all teachers don't understand, and she's on and on. And what I said that I remember, and I don't even do this now. I understand. And then that just blew her. Oh my gosh. She went nuts. How did you understand? You're 23 years old. You don't have blah, 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 blah. And so it does take time to be a leader. It does take experiences. I'm not saying that an 18-year-old can't lead a 24-year-old. I'm not saying that a 56-year-old is good because he or she's 56. What I am saying, though, is that I've had more opportunities to fail. And I've had, therefore, more opportunities to learn. Okay, so that's what there goes. So leaders are learners. Good segue. In a study of 90 top leaders from a variety of fields, leadership experts Warren Bennis and Bert Nannis made a discovery about the relationship between growth and leadership. Quote, it is the capacity to develop and improve their skills that distinguishes leaders from their followers. Successful leaders are learners. And in the previous 2 chapters, I've said you should be reading as much as you can. So my go-to is the Bible, anything by John Maxwell, anything by Stephen Covey, and anything about the Founding Fathers is being helpful. The Patriots is a good book. Patriots Guide to United States History is a good book. The President and the Freedom Fighter. I mean, just studying history helps me too. Studying leaders. If you looked at my wall over there, my dear wife, Diana, we have all kinds of leadership books. Winston Churchill, Martin Luther King. I could go on and on. John Kennedy, whatever. Stephen Farrar, Christian writer, good leadership. So there are 4 phases of leadership growth. Phase 1, I'm watching my time, I got 3 minutes. So phase 1, I don't know what I don't know. Most people fail to recognize the value of leadership. They believe that leadership is only for a few. For the people at the top of the corporate ladder, they have no idea of the opportunities they are passing up when they don't learn to lead. As long as a person does not know what be, okay, let me slow down. As long as a person does not know what he doesn't know, he doesn't grow. Okay? Number 2, phase 2. I know what I don't know. Usually at some point in life, we are placed in a leadership position only to look around and discover that no one is following us. That's when we realize that we need to learn how to lead. And of course, that's when it's possible for the process to start. English Prime Minister Benjamin Disraeli wisely commented, quote, to be conscious that you are ignorant of the facts is a great step to knowledge. Phase 3, I grow and know, and it starts to show. When you recognize your lack of skill and begin the daily discipline of personal growth in leadership, exciting things start to happen. And then again, I'm watching my time because I want to be 15 minutes. So he gives an interesting graph in here. Let's go to lead tomorrow, learn today. Leadership is developed daily, not in a day. That is really dictated by the law of process. Again, Benjamin Disraeli asserted, quote, the secret of success in life is for a man to be ready for his time when it comes. And again, watching the time. Fighting your way up. That's a new heading. There's an old saying, champions do not become champions in the ring. Champions are merely recognized there. That's true. If you want to see where someone develops into a champion, look at his or her daily routine. Former heavyweight champ Joe Frazier stated, quote, you can map out a fight plan or a fight life plan, but when the action starts, you're down to your reflexes. That's where your road work shows. If you cheated on that in the dark of the morning, you're getting found out now under the bright lights, unquote. Boxing is a good analogy for leadership development because boxing is all about daily preparation. If a person has natural talent, he or she has to prepare and train to become successful. And then it goes on from there, and I told you it's going to go 15 minutes, so we're at the 15-minute mark. Today is the law of process. One more time, the law of process simply states, leadership develops daily, not in a day. Begin every day, or begin with the end in mind. At the end of the day, what did you do? Seek first to understand, then be understood and find. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I care very much about this. Thanks for joining me. Again, John Maxwell's Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. What we're going to talk about next week, if I can find it real fast after law process, is the law of navigation. Okay, everybody, have a great week. Thanks.